Welcome back to part 2. In the last video, we looked at 17 lessons to help you improve your dating skills. In this video, we'll cover love, betrayal, and spoiler alert, you'll see why the best looking guy loses the girl if he doesn't do this one thing. We're using the show Too Hot to Handle season 6, first 9 episodes. For those of you that don't know, this is a show where you throw a bunch of hot people on a tropical island and they get fined every time they kiss, do sexual acts, unless Lana decides that they have built an emotional connection beforehand. In the end, there's one winner that takes up whatever money is left in the pot by demonstrating the most spiritual emotional growth. That's what the show says, but in reality, it's a bunch of hot people building up sexual tension. And what we can see here from a social skills perspective is the level of game that's required to outcompete other people who are very good looking, who may have game or may not have game. And because all the guys and girls are so good looking, it is a perfect illustration, a laboratory if you will, that helps us really identify, okay, these two people are equally hot, but one makes that one person more desired by everyone else. What's the difference besides their looks? So with that said, let's watch Charlie here, a guy who actually has good game. Lesson number 20. Where possible, demonstrate a hidden talent. Caveat, but only if you're good at it. Previous seasons, contestants sang songs out of tune, danced awkwardly, but this guy Charlie can actually play the saxophone. Even Lana was impressed.
Damn, that was actually a whole lot cuter than I thought it would be.
So when you demonstrate something you're good at, if you go on a date and there's a piano there and you know how to play the piano, when you take a girl salsa dancing and you're joining class and you're like really good with your moves, you take a girl to a museum and your painting's on the museum, you're really good at singing and you go to karaoke. All these things are demonstrating skills, something you worked on, something you put effort in. It's like a peacock showing its feather, you know, it's something you can be proud of, and this naturally raises attraction. Now, this guy Christian here, okay, he reminds me a lot of Asian guys in the US, and I'll explain why in a second. Christian, relatively good looking guy, but unfortunately he's not as good looking as the other guys. Now, I thought he did pretty good here. He's asking her what her type is, and she's kind of describing him.
So my type is tall.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, 6'2" maybe. All right.
Colored eyes.
All right. Wow. You see, I got blue
Brown hair.
Wow. First name Christian.
We'll see.
Last
we'll
name
see.
Logger.
Getting to know each
Maybe
other.
something like that.
Yeah, we're getting to.
Gee, 6'2", guys with blue eyes. And he's basically like, yeah, that's me, pick me, right? It's a little bit of that feeling. What I would have said instead is 6'2", blue eyes. Gee, yeah, I wonder where we can find a guy like that. Have you seen any around? In this way, he's getting her to admit that he's the guy that she wants, rather than telling her, I'm the guy you want. Pick me, pick me. It's just more powerful, and it demonstrates more value in this reframe. Now, Christian does a good job asking her questions about herself and not focusing on the physical.
I don't want to mess things up by focusing on the physical side too much, so I really feel like I needed to ask questions. So tell me a bit more about you. Like, what are some of your favorite hobbies?
Lesson number 21. Focus on the artist behind the painting. I see the girl, I see her beautiful makeup, I see her eyelashes, I see her body, you know, she's probably worked out a lot. But I also see the little girl, the way she grew up, the person behind this facade that we all put out to try to impress and find love and find a partner. The reality is that beautiful women get objectified all the time. So you want to get into her mind and see if there's a real connection. Notice how he's asking about her family.
Do you have any siblings or anything?
Yeah, I have an older brother and sister. They're amazing.
Oh, that's
very
awesome.
close
Yeah,
to
that's
them.
sick. Yeah.
Something Flavia did with Jordan, but Jordan didn't pick up on.
So, who are you closest to in your family?
And my family, my mom, 100%.
Your mom?
I can't see myself sharing a bed with like anyone but yourself. I had like a really good time tonight.
Oh, I'm a model.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Okay,
I've been doing
very
it
cool.
for like 12 years.
Oh, how was that?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so fortunate for my job.
Damn, girl.
I can't believe how much he is focusing on getting to know me
Yeah, of course.
rather than just saying how badly he wants to me.
Now, most people would say he has good game, but here's one mistake with models. You don't want to get stuck on what do you do for modeling too long, okay? Because I have girls ask me that too, and it just gets really boring after a while. Instead, you want to say something like, again, my opinion, if you couldn't model and you could do any other job in the world that contributed to society, what would you do? Or if you had to take a job where your looks cannot be a factor in doing that job, what would you like to do? A veterinarian? So you love animals? That is so cute. I would have never thought that looking at you. So with beautiful women, what you have to do, in my opinion, is you have to take beauty out of the equation. There's a beautiful quote by the character Alan Shore, played by James Spader, and it was an episode in Boston Legal, and he was with the celebrity client who was very hot. I think it was Jerry Ryan, and Jerry Ryan's like, you know, I'm a celebrity, everyone wants to sleep with me, and Alan looks at her and he says, you have no currency with me here. Beautiful, beautiful line written by David E. Kelly. But basically, that's the angle I take after trying to game models for so many years. I don't do that anymore. This is back in my single days. What you want to do is you want to continue the thread, the way the conversation builds up, by removing beauty as a currency, okay? Because what most guys do is they use her beauty, and then her beauty becomes this pedestal that they put her on. But instead, when you take off that pedestal, you remove that currency. Now you can start building your own currency based on rewarding her behavior patterns, based on getting to know her childhood, based on getting to know who she really is. And yes, well, to be honest, some guys are still fixated on getting the hot girl. You're doing so in a way where you're still getting to know her. And so there's an equal balance of, yes, she's sexy, I'm so attracted to her, but also at the same time, I really see who she really is. And this level of attraction, once you build it up, cannot be easily transferred to another guy. And most of these guys here don't know how to do that, and that is why it's transferring so hard. And to be fair, like if you're someone who's really superficial, like no matter how much you build this, the girl won't care. And one of the things that I learned in game is you can't game a girl who's superficial with these like really strong game techniques, because she just doesn't care. And you'll see an example of this later on with the exact same guy, Christian.
How old do you think I am?
38, 39. No, I'm playing.
Oh!
I'm playing.
Oh,
Like
that's
20,
rude.
21.
Oh, that's
21.
nice. No, I'm 27.
You're 27 years old? You look like you're 21.
Thank you.
You look fucking beautiful.
Yeah, no,
You're
but
amazing.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
He does do one thing really well here. He kind of negs her a little bit. Oh yeah, he's like, oh, you're like 40, 30, and she laughs. But then immediately afterwards, he just gives, oh no, you're so beautiful, you're like 21. She does not look 21.
Bro, what are you talking about?
So now there's this like fakeness. He's moving away from authenticity, right? Oh yeah, you look 21.
You lying? Yeah.
And then he makes the mistake of just complimenting her like every other guy does, like she's heard thousands of times before in her life. Lesson number 22. Our girl Catherine shows us again, whenever possible, she reframes to her advantage. So instead of saying, oh Louis, I didn't cheat on you, or like, you know, I was a good girl, she instead reframes, oh, so you missed me, huh?
You like missed me or something when you were gone?
So this girl is just very polished in her flirting style. Everything she's doing is reframing value to herself and getting people to chase her. And even though she's one of the hotter girls on the show, I believe that her game is way above and beyond any other girl so far I've seen. Lesson number 23. When there's a huge gap in the physical value of one option over another, right? Let's say Louis versus Christian. There's no amount of game that you can run in the short term to close that gap if the girl is horny.
It has all the attributes of like the type that I like,
I was tempted.
but I'm not attracted to him.
If you have more time with her, like in certain social situations in school or where you have to spend time together at work, you'll have a chance. But when she's like, she needs that to go, you just simply can't close that gap if the SMV value, the perceived value, perceived as, you know, the outer appearance and your nonverbals and how you come across, your energy, that gap cannot be closed short term because there's a need. The only way out of this is more time or a change in her sexual status, i.e. she gets off and has what we call post-nut clarity. What's that for women? Post-clitoral? Post-vaginal activity? Clarity? I don't know. And here's proof.
The thing is, I know what Louis packing down there, so I want to get to know him physically and emotionally.
Hawk, dude, spit on that thing.
Like I said, diabolical little vixen.
I'm just putting body wash on her. There's nothing wrong with that. She needs to stay clean.
Now, after the shower scene, I don't know if you guys have noticed, they were fined at some point for mutual hand fondling, okay? I don't know if it was in the shower or maybe in bed soon after, but I find it interesting that this is the point where at least the editing shows us that their relationship dynamic starts to change. So I think what's happening is Catherine is having post-vaginal clarity. Lesson number 24. In order to go beyond the initial sex haze, you need to create connection. Both men and women have post-nut clarity. And a good question to ask yourself is this: after I have sex with a person, after I get off, do I have the strong desire to get away from them, or do I actually have the strong desire to hang out with them? And that's when you really know you like someone. And if the answer is no, I want to get away, that person's probably not right for you. Now, Damari is out on this date with this beautiful new girl, and she's got him wrapped around her finger.
I know Tamari likes me.
Lord have mercy.
We must stay focused.
So sometimes with just physical attributes, guys get lost in it. It's too easy.
It feels almost too easy.
Damari already has this match with this beautiful down-to-earth girl, black girl called Bree, and his head turns and he makes out with this girl, and look at what she says.
He doesn't understand that even in this short period of time, I have become very vulnerable with him.
Don't care to get to know you more.
Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to my girl Bree. She sticks to her principles. She's like, look, you were immature. I thought we had a connection. I'm not getting back with you. You don't get it. And I just want to say, like, props to her, you know, props to Bree. Black girls and Asian guys on American dating shows get the shaft, and not in a good way. We're left as side background characters, leftovers for other guys to pick up when they have no other options. While American culture celebrates powerful black men and this beautiful, feminine, elf-like Asian women, black women and Asian men get clowned on these dating shows. So I want to just say a shout out to Bree. Good sticking to your principles, and yeah, let him have it. Lesson number 25. Listen to the girl. Catherine is trying to tell Louis that she needs a deeper bond, and each time she does it, he's only focusing on her sexuality.
We have a very strong sexual connection, but I'm starting to think this is just a fun thing.
Lesson number 26. If something's not working out in the beginning of the dating process, don't just stay silent or just give up. Communicate what you need in order for it to work for you.
Yeah, I think we just kind of need to like stop.
And I thought Catherine did a good job at this. She tried a couple of times to tell Louis, look, I need you to connect with me on a deeper level. Now that I have post-vaginal clarity. Louis is not listening. Either he's not able to or he chooses not to listen. And that leads Catherine to interact with Charlie in this exercise.
I feel like I'm really like staring into your soul after a while.
Staring into Charlie's eyes right now, like, I'm starting to feel some type of way.
Lesson number 27 is a social experiment done by psychologist, author Aaron. Dr. Aaron conducted a social experiment where participants were paired with strangers and asked to look into each other's eyes for 4 minutes without interruption, and subsequently answering a series of 36 personal questions designed to foster closeness.
She's really intense. Just looking into her eyes, I didn't realise how romantic it could be.
Except for me getting me in trouble.
It was reported that one pair of participants, who were initially strangers, ended up married just 6 months after this experiment. This outcome highlights the potential of specific methods that create deep emotional bonds, even among individuals who've just met. You know, to be fair, my boy Charlie, I think he's 21. That's crazy that he's 21. He doesn't look 21. He knows game. He's putting it out there, you know, they're going back and forth, and it's just really well played on his part, I think. Whether he's being genuine or not, I have no clue.
I just want to kiss you.
Charlie, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
And Catherine does a good job too. She's constantly testing his congruence. Are you joking? You're not just being cheeky, Charlie?
Are you being serious though? I thought you and Lucy are really strong. I already had my chance.
Take another one.
What do you mean, another what?
Chat about it later.
And to be fair, like, really good players are so good that you can't tell that they're lying. But Catherine's doing what she can to verbally validate whether or not he's congruent. Lesson number 28 is this, especially for women, is that if you're constantly like finding yourself dating players or guys who don't care about you, right? If you want the right partner, always watch behavior over actions over a long enough time horizon, because behaviors never lie. People rarely, if ever, take action that is against their benefit. But people use words to paint beautiful lies all the time. Lesson number 29. Barriers can be broken, especially false barriers. These barriers create sexual tension. So with Lucy standing just next to them, it's always like they're about to break something and they're just like getting away with it, and this builds massive sexual tension. Lesson number 30. Be responsible in your breakups. I like how Catherine and Charlie had a mature conversation here. They were able to validate how they felt about each other. They were able to agree on what to do next. I felt this was a very mature conversation.
I think you have a very vivacious and outgoing personality, and I think that kind of like made me go, whoa.
Whoa, what?
And I definitely think I went for the like safer option.
I mean, it's all right, like...
I'm done like with guys like wanting to get to know me just because of the way I look. And I just want someone to know me for who I am.
One thing I thought Catherine did really well here is she articulated her fears. You know, I'm always afraid that people like me for my looks. And here's an important lesson for those of you that are going after, let's say, high sexual marketplace value girls. Deep down, hot people are afraid that if they lose their hotness, people won't love them anymore. As a model, your value is associated with how you look. An eyebrow off here, a little bit of blemish, acne here. People, casting directors will tell you about it and you constantly feel judged. And even though as a hot girl or even a hot guy, you get a lot of perks for being beautiful, in a way it's conditional, and that's a little sad. That first car accident, the first scar, the first perhaps health issue, when you start realizing that you can lose your looks and it's temperamental, it's really scary because your whole identity as a model has been reinforced by society to be only based on one factor, how beautiful you look. And trust me, it is kind of a burden, okay? It can be a burden. So once you have empathy for that, you're one step closer to being able to attract beautiful women. Lesson number 31. My boy Charlie here makes a huge mistake. He's building up Lucy. He's like, she almost thinks like he's complimenting her, like he's moving the relationship forward.
Like when we met, like I think everything you said to me like about yourself, I was just thinking tick, 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 because you are such a great person. Yeah. We're in here to change. We're in here to do things the right way. So I just wanted to go about this in the right way. Yeah. And I think you're like a really nice girl in that. And it's not like a case of me like, thinking there's anything wrong with you at all, because there's not.
Okay.
If you're gonna give someone bad news, yes, be empathetic. If you need to, do a quick summary of how you got there.
This sucks.
By God, be concise. Let them have it. Don't drag out their pain. Show mercy. And where possible, sometimes people like me want self-development tips. It would be really great if you could give them one or two things that they could have improved. Charlie does none of this. In fact, he doesn't even tell Lucy that he's seeing Catherine, which I think is stupid because she's gonna find out anyway. If you're gonna cut the cord, do it completely, sever it completely, and do it cleanly. It's like a mercy kill. Two things I noticed about Charlie. One is he never gave Lucy clues as to how she could improve. He just kind of kept to himself, and I think this is a little bit immature. Secondly, he's dragging this on and he's not telling her. And then thirdly, you'll see he makes a third mistake where he does something with a new girl and he doesn't tell Catherine. And these little hints just tell me that he's got great game and he might be a good guy, but my hypothesis is that he's actually got some issues. I think we'll see this after episode 9, whenever those episodes air. Lesson number 32. If you're gonna be a player, then play it well. My boy Louis took this breakup like a boss. Like, I don't know how he does it. He's so stone cold and so cool. Like, just watching him, you're just like, man, this guy is pretty cool, even though he's a player.
The menace just got dumped. That's a first.
I think there are two reasons. One, I don't think he's ever really learned to be vulnerable with people, or perhaps he's just chosen not to be vulnerable with people. So he never puts himself in a position where he's hurt. In order to be a player, you have to accept the fact that sometimes you'll get played. And sometimes when you're a player for too long, you almost have this like automatic armor around your heart because you know that that's not something to be f***ed with. And number two, I think he's been a player for so long that he knows the game really well. So he rebounds right back with this new girl right here. Like, literally, this guy is so smooth.
Is Louis flirting with me right now? I mean, I'm already fancying the man for long enough.
Oh, we're sharing beds already. Damn, you got to rizz me up first. Not me.
I think I have.
That dream's coming true, you know what I mean? On to the next. I really am a menace.
Honestly, I don't think long term this is good for him. I think after a real breakup, it's good to be vulnerable in a relationship and to actually heal. Again, maybe he's just deciding, look, this part of my life, I'm gonna be a true player and I'm gonna own it. And you know what? At the very least, at least for this season, I haven't seen him lie to anybody, and he owns the fact that he's a player. On to our side quest, Christian. I respect this guy a lot because despite limited screen time, you know, you can see that he's actually trying. As a smaller dude, he's a good-looking dude, but compared to other guys, he's just smaller. Lesson number 33: shoot your shot, right? Because you never know.
Hey, like, do you think you've been able to click with any of the guys here, or like, are you
Like a whole all around, like they check all my boxes.
Yeah. Well, what are all those boxes?
I don't really know.
Okay. Do you have any like red flags? You think you've seen any of the guys?
Always, 100%.
What are my red flags? Have you noticed any of me?
Yeah.
He's engaging this girl, Kylisha, and he's doing it in a way where he's not begging or pleading, like, please like me. He's just testing the waters. He's like, hey, have you seen anyone you liked? What are some of your green flags, red flags? He's doing it in a respectful way without chasing or putting her on a pedestal. He's just engaging with equal value. But I don't like this girl. She's not even giving him a chance.
Okay. Never mind. Never mind, man. It's all good.
I hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a super funny, like on top of it guy.
But you could at least try.
It was nice chatting with you.
Yeah, I had a great
I'm
time.
just freezing my ass off right now.
No, I get it. It's starting to get cold. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't jump in. Charlie Ship hasn't made necessarily the best effort to find a connection in here.
Man, Christian is like, he's like the Asian guy in the States. You have girls who won't pay attention to you. You have girls who won't even let you play the game. Like she won't even engage with you. And this happens to Asian men all over the States, and it's just so frustrating when I was there. Even when I got better, I still met girls like this. Most of these girls, in my opinion, are just like very short-sighted, and they tend to be not that smart. But I just hate the fact that you won't even give anyone a chance when you have nothing else going on. So the producers throw a Catherine lookalike to tempt Charlie.
I am pretty seductive. People call me a vixen, so I want to use all my best techniques complimenting him.
Lesson number 34. Players always have lines that they use to game girls. Case in point.
How tall are you?
6'2" in the morning. I shrink to about 6'1" at night because, see, my muscles are so big, they're like weighs down my spine a bit.
I have lines that I use back when I was single. It's okay to use lines, just use them sparingly and use them as a vehicle to get to the truth rather than a manipulation tactic to get the girl to do something that you want. See the difference?
6'2" in the morning. I shrink to about 6'1". 6'2" in the morning, and then throughout the day I shrink a little bit. Because my upper body's so muscly, it weighs down my spine a bit. 6'2" in the morning.
What makes you shrink?
My muscles are so big, they weigh me down.
This is also the only time I've seen Charlie's boyish side. He's actually being funny. He's saying, yeah, maybe.
You feel like you changed?
Yeah.
He's doing this like weird horny shiver.
Our eye contact is really good.
Holy shiver there, like.
So I haven't seen him do this with Catherine. Why? Also, this is one of those things where only the people in the relationship know what they agreed to. From what I saw on film, it looked like Charlie and Catherine were like committed to each other. And so if that's the case, I don't think he should be doing back rubs like this.
Yeah, you smell quite nice to be fair.
Thank you. So do you, actually.
Tastes better.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, that's unreal. That's like some proper oil, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, you're good.
Huh?
I'm the best.
That feels nice.
Got to have a guy that can feel a woman properly, do you know what I mean? You see what else I can do? You'll have to sit right there, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise I'm gonna get a boner.
Or flirting this hard on this date.
Hot as fuck, see what I'm saying? So... Ah, shit, why did I say that? This is my problem, I took myself into trouble.
And he's also like, don't tell her about the back massage. It just seems shady to me.
Don't have to tell him about the back massage.
This, combined with him not giving Lucy a chance to improve, just prolonging the breakup and not doing it right. I don't know, I want to root for this guy, but for some reason I don't like him. Lesson number 35. Whatever you do, whether you're on a dating show or in the privacy of your own date, always assume that whatever you do tomorrow, there's a chance that it goes public. If whatever you've done doesn't embarrass you when it goes public, you're good. But if it does, ask the question, should I be doing this? This is why I don't think Charlie and Catherine will work out. I think she's gonna find out that he's 21 and still a little bit immature. And if Catherine ends up being single, I'm just kidding. I'm already taken, but I respect your game, girl. Do your thing. And if you're single and you want to get more girls, higher quality girls, then you may want to check out The Authentic Attraction Method, my new book. It's 5-star reviewed bestseller on Amazon. You can get it here at this link, also in the description below this video. In this book, I talk about a strategic way that you can meet, open, attract, connect, and develop intimate or long-term relationships with the women that you want. If you have Kindle Unlimited, the book is free. It's literally $0. Check it out at the link here and in the description below. And if you want to keep watching YouTube and learn more social skills, then check out this video that I made right here. Enjoy.